Learn from it, own up to it, and improve on it. My ex once told me, how you treat someone after you break up with them says more about you than when you're with them. My name is Andrew Can, and this is a terrifying film to make. A year ago, me and my girlfriend at the time got an apartment together. I had my own job then, and I really wanted to be my own person, so moving out seemed like the next logical step. I was able to pay my share, but I had accumulated about $2,000 of debt, and it was becoming harder for me to live. So on July 10th, 2015, my ex gave me a loan of $2,000, and I was working to pay her back. On October 10th, 2015, I lost my job, and my girlfriend said I could put paying her back on hold. Well, after I lost my job and I worked through a lot of things, just ended up not working out, and when I left, she told me I didn't have to worry about paying her back. I made the film What Does It Mean to Be a Man at one of my lowest points in my life, but through that and other film projects, I met some amazing people.
I thought that he was a very straightforward and confident guy who could also be easygoing and just fun to talk to and hang out with.
No, I didn't know him when he was with his ex, but from what I can tell, he's been doing a lot better and he's been getting over it.
He's a very chill, easygoing, and would do anything to help anyone.
He knows what he's doing, what he wants to do with his life. He's very confident in himself, and he knows what he can and can't do. He knows his limits, both mentally and physically.
I realized through making this film all of the things I had accomplished. I finally went to VidCon like I always said I would. I went back to New York and even took a detour in DC. I got to work on 2 amazing short films and even wrote a film. I started realizing I was finally living my dreams. However, I had this guilt over me, and I guess it was the time of year. Me and my ex started dating November 1st, 2014, and it was becoming very clear that date was approaching. And it hit me that I never paid her back. And I know if I was in her shoes, I would want someone to pay me back. So on September 19th, 2016, I decided to pay back my ex. I had taken money from every paycheck and started putting it into savings, working extra hours and harder than I ever had in my life. I didn't tell anyone about it until I had about $1,000 saved up.
Well, I think if Andrew needed the money, he would have been the only reason he would have had borrowed it, and if she benefited from it, she should have to pay half of it. But I am very proud of him for wanting to pay the whole thing back, and I think he should.
I think that he did what he had to do at the time, because I know he doesn't like to take money from people or have to ask people to go out of their way to help him. I think that it's very noble of him to want to return the money.
Well, I thought that if he needed it, I was happy that she provided him the money, because I think that's a good thing to do. And I'm very proud of him that he's planning on paying her back, and she doesn't even know it. So I think that's a really good character point for him. That he's going to pay that back without really having any, like, he's not really telling anybody that, hey, I'm paying her back. He's just kind of doing it under the table, basically.
He was very upset. And the main thing that he said was, at least she's doing well. At least she finally got the job that she dreamed of. And was very kind to her despite what had happened.
I was proud of her. She finally landed a job like she always told me she was going to. I had no doubts in my mind that she'd be successful. And though it hurt, I realized seeing her happy, it's really all I ever wanted. However, it also made me realize I never got my closure. The last thing I said to my ex was Spike, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reference, which we watched every episode together. I realized, though, I wanted to let her know how much I changed, and sure, I could tell her, but talk isn't a lot. I wanted to show her. I wanted to show her how far I've come, that I didn't need her like I once thought I did, and that I'm finally taking the steps to move on. And I hope she continues to do well.